Hello, viewers. I'm glad you're here today. It's time for makgeolli talk. Time for me to talk to myself about makgeolli. And today we're going to look at a Korean celebrity chef's recipe for makgeolli. It's going to be interesting. This guy is really famous. So you might have seen this guy's face if you've ever been to Korea. He's all over the place. His name is Paik Jong Won, and he has many chains of restaurants. He's on TV all the time. He just sells a lot of products, and so he's a big celebrity chef, and he seems to enjoy traditional Korean alcohol, and he makes it. And he also has his own brand of makgeolli, but this is what he's going to make. He's going to make a single stage makgeolli recipe in this video, and I just want to go over the recipe and see if there's any interesting aspects to his recipe. So let's take a look.
안녕하세요, 백종원입니다.
Okay, so here's his video. I actually like this video. He's not too crazy. He's not joking around the whole time in this video. He's pretty serious. So he's serious about brewing here. So that's good. And we're just going to skip around in this video and find the interesting parts that are relevant for us. And he's definitely saying that we can do better in brewing. If you brew yourself, you can make a good product. And so he does encourage people to brew at home. So I like that as well. So let's talk about the ratio now. He's using 2 kilograms of rice and 200 grams of nuruk. So that's the ratio I'm used to. So I'm glad to see that. Other interesting thing is that he actually is selling his own packets of nuruk. So, like I said, the guy has a lot of products for sale. So that's a good ratio. And now he's going to wash and soak the rice. And another thing he does here, he uses yeast. He says it's better to be sure it's going to work, so he adds additional yeast. He doesn't just use the yeast in the nuruk or the wild yeast in the air. He deliberately adds yeast. And then drain that in a colander. That's exactly what I do too. He says about 40 minutes. Sounds normal to me. And then he gets his steamer ready. He does have a big rectangular silicone sheet here. I should get one of those. The round ones I have are just a bit too small. It'd be nice to have a big rectangular one like that. So he's saying to steam it for 40 minutes and let it and then 10 more minutes on low heat. So that I steam it for 40 minutes, and I've seen other recipes that recommend 10-minute sort of cool down period at the end. Okay, so and then spread it out to cool. That's normal thing to do. And cool it to 30 degrees Celsius. That's normal. And one thing he does here is he proofs the yeast with some sugar, and some lukewarm water. So the warm water and the sugar, that'll really wake up the yeast and start it reproducing right away. So he does that. Now I used to add some sugar at the beginning. I haven't been doing that. Not strictly necessary, but it does get things going. So it's a reliable way to get things going. And he also soaks the nuruk in water beforehand. I like doing that too. I do mix my nuruk and the yeast with water ahead of time. I do like doing that. So nice to see him do that too. And after the godubop is cooled, he's going to mix in the nuruk and water, and then mix it by hand. So that's roughly what I do as well. So he adds the water and then mixes everything by hand, and so that's following. That's what I do too. So nice to see. He gives some good advice about keeping things clean and separating all the grains of rice, no clumping. Now, the jar that he's using is rather large. He could have used a smaller jar here, because it's less than half full. It doesn't really matter for short fermentation like he's going to do, but for a longer fermentation, you would want probably a little less airspace in the jar. And he keeps the lid loose. And then for fermentation, between 24 and 26 degrees, okay, pretty warm fermentation. And he's going to ferment for 6 days, stirring once a day. Okay, so, and you don't have to worry too much about the exact length of time, but it's still 6 to 10 days, and it's pretty warm fermentation, so it should be done by then. And he does have his montage of the fermentation process day by day. Something that I like to see. And then he filters. So that's a pretty standard recipe, I think. Pours the whole thing into a filter bag, and that's a good way to strain it. Now, interestingly, he for his brew here, he recommends not diluting it, at least not right away, and should taste it undiluted. And if you want to dilute it, just add some ice. So that's interesting. So he likes Wonju on the rocks. Mr. Paik likes Wonju on the rocks. Okay. So this is a celebrity chef video, but it's a serious makgeolli recipe. Just there's not really anything surprising here, but he does take it seriously, and there's a lot of specific advice about how to physically do each step in the video. So this is a good, complete video with good advice. So I like this video, and so I would give Mr. Paik's recipe a good score. He's explained it well, and he's taking it seriously. But this is going to lead to my next video. There are more recipes to discuss, and Mr. Paik is going to be part of Jin's traditional alcohol journey, and Jin of BTS is going to be learning from the master brewer Park Rok-dam, and so stay tuned for that. That'll be interesting as well. There'll be a lot to discuss there. So we'll see what the master brewer Park Rok-dam has to say to Jin of BTS. How will that brewing go? Stay tuned. Thank you for watching.